Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard bearer. As our foul Tarnished makes his way to the gates of Stormvale Castle, he's greeted by heavy resistance. Surely breaching the front gates would be suicide, so the Tarnished finds another way around. As the foul Tarnished seeks an alternate route, he runs into none other than Gatekeeper Gustak. Gustak informs our Tarnished about an alternate route into the castle. So our Tarnished makes his way to the cliff of Stormvale. As our Tarnished ascends the castle, he's met with minimal resistance, but resistance nonetheless. Our Tarnished beats through several of the Stormvale soldiers before making his way to the inner guts of the castle. As our Tarnished ascends through this labyrinth of stairways, he comes across a door. Our Tarnished enters the room to find a chest, but that's not all he finds. The foul Tarnished is ambushed by a knight clad in heavy armor. The knight fashions a battle stance before releasing a battle cry, pushing our Tarnished back. The knight rushes the Tarnished, beating him back with a flurry of strikes. The Tarnished ends up backed into a corner, and unfortunately he is impaled by this knight. But as quickly as the knight strikes him, our Tarnished manages to deal a glancing blow, beating the knight back. The knight backs up to regain his footing before charging at the Tarnished once more. But the Tarnished parries the blow, and in one swift strike brings down the heavy knight. With his health depleted, our Tarnished sips an Estus flask and cherishes this moment of brief respite. As our Tarnished continues through Stormvale, he can't help but notice all the limbs hanging from the castle, most likely put there to be grafted onto another. As our Tarnished continues, he chops down all manner of creatures that lie in his wake. Eventually, our Tarnished would find himself at a site of grace at Stormhill Shack. It is at this point our Tarnished would encounter none other than Rodrika. Rodrika would go on to let the Tarnished know everyone's been grafted, their arms taken, their legs, even their heads taken and stuck to the spider. As our Tarnished takes note of what Rodrika says, he would remember back to his confrontation with the grafted scion. As it's all starting to make sense, a spider-like abomination that has been grafted with the limbs of many fallen warriors. It dawns on our hero that's why he's been seeing all the limbs hanging from Stormvale Castle. As the Tarnished continues to investigate the grafted, he would eventually make his way to Stormvale, where he'd encounter none other than Godrick the Grafted. Mighty dragon, thou art a true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. I command thee, kneel. I am the Lord of all that is golden. With the grafted in front of him, our foul Tarnished prepares for a fight, but he knows this is an uphill battle. Godrick moves with speed impossible for a man his size. He swiftly meets blades with the Tarnished. But the foul Tarnished is quickly met with a flurry of strikes from other weapons, as Godrick has been grafted, and thus Godrick wields the weapons of many. Godrick attacks the Tarnished with unbelievable brutality, even destroying the concrete. But the Tarnished retaliates, dealing a devastating blow, beating Godrick back. Godrick then does something unexpected as he slices off his arm and approaches the dragon. Truest of dragons, lend me thy strength. Forefathers one and all, bear witness. Godrick grafts the head of the dragon onto his arm and then proceeds to attack the Tarnished. The Tarnished is devastated as Godrick attacks with devastating blows and flurries of dragon fire. As the Tarnished is being overwhelmed, he takes this opportunity to pop an Estus flask. Godrick the Grafted stands tall, looking down at the foul Tarnished. But the Tarnished is not done yet, as the Tarnished charges Godrick one last time. Godrick proceeds to meet the Tarnished with a charging strike of his own. In a devastating flash, it's over as quickly as it began, with the Tarnished standing victorious. The Tarnished closes the chapter on this part of his journey, as he tries to regroup and figure out what comes next. To be continued.